What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is Kiara, and I'm gonna call this a little mukbang today. But I'm having one of my favorite snacks ever, okay? It is ice cream from Cold Stones, and what I typically get is chocolate ice cream, Oreo cookie, extra brownie, and some pecans, okay? I like to use my own spoon. I ordered it from DoorDash, you know what I'm saying? The topic of discussion today is green flags, because lately, you know, red flags been super duper popular lately. And I'm like, you know what? I'm so tired of focusing on the negative. Like, I already know all of the red flags, y'all. And I was thinking to myself, what are some green flags? This ice cream, a green flag. So I feel like when I first meet a guy, the way that I know, like, it's a go, like it's a green flag, for one, is if he is straight up and honest about what he's looking for. Because it's really easy to spot a liar. Because, you know, most guys be lying. Like, they want to ask you first what you looking for so that they can kind of mold themselves to being who that person is that you're describing. It's like, nah, bruh. You tell me what you looking for first. So when a man gets on the phone with me, or, you know, he starts messaging me and then he just starts talking about what it is that he wants, green flag. I am such a fan of chocolate. This is so good. Another green flag, though, is when he ain't trying to hesitate to meet you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but his way of wanting to meet you is scheduling and planning a date, okay? He ain't trying to slide or catch a vibe. He trying to take you out somewhere, trying to show you some things, make sure that you are having a good time. That's a green flag. A man that can take lead and can take control and has the ability to plan a whole date. The fact that I'm even saying that shows you that the bar is in hell, okay? The bar is so low for expectations for men these days, because men don't do a lot of the things that they used to do. Like, why is it hard to just get a date? That is a normal, common thing when you meet a woman and you want to court her. Same thing goes with keeping your word. Like, if you say that we're going to do something, then I expect that we do it. Another green flag is a man asking about you a lot. You know, I think that subconsciously, women don't feel comfortable around men or trust men and their intentions, because if a man is on the phone with you and he's not asking about you or asking about your life or what you do or what makes you interesting about your family, about, you know, just normal things, like, you know, a person really likes you when they want to know about you. Like, that's a telltale sign. So if a man gets on the phone with me and I tell him, you know, there was one guy that I was talking to and I told him that I was a writer. And when I told him that, he's like, okay, well, what do you write? Where can I find your work? And I told him, and then the next time we were on the phone, he was reading from my book. And I was like, okay, green flag. Because now I know that you want to know who I am. You're mature enough to want to know who it is that you're dealing with, right? Like, that's important. Another green flag is when he is like super knowledgeable about something and then he wants to teach you about it. If a man sees that you are curious about something and he goes on to teach you about it and tell you where he got his research and stuff like that. For instance, I was talking to a guy who was very well knowledgeable about like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and just was educating me on what that is. And I just was like, green flag. You know, another green flag, and I love this one because a lot of us are struggling through a lot of different things right now. And I love when I'm talking to a man and he talks about, you know, the hardships or the troubled times that he's had, but he speaks about it as though he's either healing from it or he has healed from it. Like, he's not complaining to you about the things that has happened to him before. He speaks from a place of like growth and maturity. I love to hear a man just, you know, tell me the story of how he became a man. You know, you have to judge based on where people are in life. Obviously, you're not going to date a man who can do absolutely nothing for you. Maybe he's living in somebody's basement and don't want to work a job, don't believe in dating or courting women. And, you know, just there's a plethora of things that, you know, you can mark a man off your list for. Ooh, this is a chunk of Oreo right here. Got a little cold on the teeth. Is this really a mukbang if y'all can't see the food? Y'all don't want to see this anyways. It's kind of melted. I like when my ice cream be like more like soft serve. All the contents then kind of sopped up the juices from the ice cream. So it's not too crunchy, but it's not soggy. I don't know, I'm weird like that. Like, let me show you. Like, this is perfect to me. This is a perfect bite. You got all your stuff up in there. Another green flag to me is if you ever get on the conversation or topic of, you know, talking about your exes, your past relationships, and they're talking about their exes in a very respectful way, that's a green flag. Not ever, you know, taking accountability for anything or speaking about the woman very, very badly. Like, that is such a turnoff. Like, I don't want to hear about how she was crazy, about none of that, you know. I love to hear when a man speaks from a very emotionally intelligent place. I mean, people do be crazy. People be crazy. But I think it's very important to watch how you speak about women when you're talking to a woman, okay? Because I am very much so about respecting women. So if you say, that B was crazy, she used to do this and this and that and that, da 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 da, that is so different from saying, you know, I was with someone who wasn't quite mature enough yet, emotionally or spiritually. It didn't work out, blah, 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 blah. You know, I respect that way more. And then I can put two and two together and think, okay, well, she must have been doing all type of crazy stuff. I love for a man to say, you know what, I didn't give her enough time. Or I had trust issues. Like, if we're on the topic of our exes, I don't want to hear you playing the blame game, because we all play a part in the reason why our relationships fail. Even if the person was absolutely in the wrong, that means we ignored some red flags. We ignored some signs in the beginning and it led up to that, you know? So being emotionally intelligent, it's a journey for sure. But I am learning as I get older to pick up on things early, to save myself heartache and stress, because there has been a few situations I've been in where I look back at them and I'm like, I should have known that this person or this situation or this relationship would turn out like this, because when they did that one thing a year before they did that other thing, or a month before they did that other thing, when you start to change your perspective, because now you're out of it so you can see clearer. Like they always say, you know, people in the stands can watch the game and get a different view than the people who's actually in the game. I'm gonna do one more green flag, and it's gonna be about communication. A green flag for me, communicating with the man and him keeping the communication consistent. He's not making excuses as to why he couldn't call you back on time. Anybody in their right mind understands how consistency works, right? Consistency always works, and it always proves to be the best thing you could ever do when you are dealing with the person. Because if I talk to you every single day for 3 weeks and then the next 2 weeks come by and it's kind of sketchy, now it's kind of like, well, what are you doing? Why are things changing? A green flag for me is a man acknowledging where he went wrong, willing to talk about things, and again, just willing to hear you out. So when you guys are communicating, he's not cutting you off. You know, he's not waiting to respond. He is actually listening to you. Like that's definitely a green flag. Future husband, if you watching this, if you ever want to impress me, show up to my door with a Cold Stone ice cream. I'm gonna tell you one more time what I like on my ice cream. It gotta be chocolate ice cream. It gotta be brownie, but 2 servings of brownie, okay? Pecans, and then Oreos, okay? That's all I need. And you have yourself a wife. What is this on me? Okay, those were kind of the surface level green flags. If you want to add to the list, just add some comments down below. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, okay?